1941, the theater closes, exactly 2 years after its 50th anniversary, so after 52 years of activity, half a century. In 1942, it's World War II and it's the Great Depression, and the theater is taken over by the city for bad taxes, and is then taken over by the military to be transformed as a servicemen center. And the fun fact about this is that the stage of the auditorium is transformed as a bowling alley. We have traces of the last show that performed at the auditorium. So at the beginning of 1941, a show was running and it was Ziegfeld Follies. It was not opera, it was not subtle music. Ziegfeld Follies was basically a lot of women on stage, half naked. In 1946, Roosevelt University acquired the building. They had the money to acquire the building but not to renovate it, so they just kept it dormant for 2 decades. In 1963, a woman called Miss Spachner, whom we call now the savior of the auditorium, and without her I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today, created the Auditorium Theatre Council and raised more than $2.5 million just to renovate the theater. In 1967, after 2 years of renovation, the theater reopened on October 31st, so Halloween night. This is the program from the reopening, and you can see here on that page all the members of the Auditorium Theatre Council and Beatrice Spachner here, who became at that moment the director of the theater. The auditorium reopened with a gala performance featuring the New York City Ballet, presented by George Balanchine himself, and presenting A Midsummer Night's Dream. This event makes the front page of the Chicago Tribune magazine with an article full of praise. With a drum roll of publicity and a fanfare of news releases, with television commentary and newspaper picture layouts, with flashbulbs and quartz lamps, Chicago's Auditorium Theatre will reopen Tuesday night after a quarter-century of silence. The price of seats were going from $250 for a seat down front to $1,500 for a box seat. In '69, for the 80th anniversary of the theater, a ticket for the whole season was $12.50. My friends, that's already the end of our second video live from the archive department about the reopening of the theater. Thank you so much for joining us. Next time we'll talk about the rock era. Lots of love from the Auditorium Theatre.